Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Build Africa show brought to you by Grand Vision Africa. I'm your host, Lee Malete, a civil engineering technologist, infrastructure professional, and founder of the Grand Vision Africa. Grand Vision Africa is a platform dedicated to advancing engineering, science, technology, and design across the African continent. The Build Africa show is where we sit down with engineers, architects, planners, scientists, technologists, contractors, entrepreneurs, policymakers, and industry leaders who are building Africa. Our mission is twofold: to showcase the remarkable work being done across the continent and to inspire the next generation of professionals by giving them access to stories, lessons, and experiences of those leading from the front. Joining us is Jonathan Jojo Kayembe, a civil engineering technologist and an EXA candidate engineering technologist with experience in transportation engineering, traffic management, and major infrastructure construction projects across Africa. He currently serves as a site civil engineer on the construction of a major LPG import terminal in East Africa, where he is involved in the delivery of both onshore and offshore infrastructure. Jojo, thank you for doing this.
No, thank you for inviting me as well. It's an honor to be here.
Oh, good. Big pleasure. Big pleasure. Tell us about Jojo.
My name is Jojo Kayembe, also known as Jonathan. I'm a civil engineering technologist and an EXA candidate engineering technologist. I'm passionate about infrastructure development, leadership, and mentoring young professionals. And I enjoy contributing also to projects that create a lasting impact on communities.
Oh, good. Oh, good. What inspired the name Jojo? Where does it come from?
Okay, well. So, that's a good question. My name is Jojo Joyce Kayembe. So I will explain a bit about the Jojo part. So when I was a baby, I was supposed to be called Jonathan, but because I was a baby, so I was called Jojo. And yeah, Jojo stayed on all my documents. Jojo is there. So, but Jonathan is still there, you see. So some other people call me Jonathan, others Jojo. So yeah, whichever. And other people prefer Jojo because they refer to the Jojo tank.
Okay, no worries, man. I always wanted to find that out. Where does the name Jojo come from?
So I always tell them I'm the owner of all the Jojo tanks. That's what I say.
That's a good one. Yeah. All right. Okay. Tell us about your upbringing, man. Where did you grow up? Where did you attend high school? Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I was born and grew up in the DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo. I was born in Lubumbashi. That's my hometown. And I went to primary school. I went to Delta. Yeah. I went to Delta. Then high school, I went to L'Âge d'Or. It's in French. L'Âge d'Or, which stands for the Golden Age. Yes. So L'Âge d'Or in English, the Golden Age. That's what the high school name stands for. Then after my grade 12, I moved to South Africa to study. My first year I was learning English actually. So I arrived in South Africa, I didn't know much about English. So I had to go to a college and learn from scratch, elementary up to advanced for like 7 months. Like I spent almost a year, I would say almost a year learning English. Then when I finished, following year, I applied at UG and I started in civil engineering. Yeah. That's a bit about me.
That's interesting. So you come from the country of the great Patrice Lumumba.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I'm quite big on Africa as a continent and also as a historical place for great leaders. Like I'm very big on that, and obviously development of Africa, hence the platform Grand Vision Africa. So for me, it's quite a big thing, and I look up to leaders like that. It's quite inspiring. All right, and tell us about your journey. Like, how did you end up in civil engineering? Like, how did you actually decide that civil engineering is what I want to do?
Okay.
Yeah.
So growing up, I was always fascinated by buildings, infrastructure, how they transform communities. Initially, I wanted to study architecture because I enjoy the design aspect. But however, my father encouraged me to consider civil engineering because he believed it suited me, like suited my abilities and personalities. So yeah, but looking back, I think it was the right decision because civil engineering combines problem solving, technical design, construction, and most importantly, the opportunity to improve people's lives through infrastructure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't it like amazing how when you have the right influence in your life, you make the right choices in life,
Yeah, it is.
especially career wise.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I'm sure my dad, like 100%, he was right because I really enjoy civil engineering. And sometimes myself, I think and be like, okay, if I didn't do civil engineering, what else I could have done? And I don't really think of something else. Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. Big ups to your dad. Big ups to your
Yeah,
dad,
yeah.
man. You decided to go to University of Johannesburg to study civil engineering.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Okay. Well, what happened is I did not apply only for University of Johannesburg. I applied for University of Pretoria. I also applied at Vich University and University of Johannesburg. But University of Johannesburg was my first option. But while waiting for University of Johannesburg to respond, I went as far as applying at TUT. I even applied at VUT. So I had all those options. And then the first university to reply to me was the University of Pretoria. But because at the moment I moved to South Africa, I was staying with my family. Like the plan was for me to be around my family. So that's why I was like delaying to accept the UP offer. Then when UG accepted me, then yeah, that's how I accepted to join the University of Johannesburg.
Okay. Meaning you are a smart pants. I know UJ. It's tough to get into UJ.
Yeah, it
I
is.
not
It
UJ,
is. Not
UP,
easy.
my bad.
Hey, okay.
UP.
Yeah,
UP.
it is.
Yeah, not that for all the UP people, UJ people. Not that it's not tough to get into UJ, but I know
Yeah,
UP. UP is quite,
yeah,
yeah.
it is
All
tough.
right. Yeah, man. Yeah. So, yeah, no, big ups, Jojo. Okay. So, tell us about your experience at UJ. I know you did quite a lot there. You were quite involved, in the structures,
Yeah.
student leadership and things like that. Tell us about that.
Okay, yeah. So in my first year, there was a chairperson of the UG Civil Tech Forum, which is the student chapter and the civil engineering department at UG. So he walked to our class and he was looking for the class rep. Yeah, he was looking for the class rep to join the forum. At that time, we didn't have a class rep, so no one wanted to volunteer, so I volunteered. And then, yeah, that's how I, took over. And then when he came to me, he was like, no, I want you to join the forum. And there's a lot of exposure and whatnot. But then in my head, I was like, I'm here to study. I don't want anything to distract me, Then he was like, no, there's a lot of opportunities. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities. So, and you will enjoy. It's not hard, and he kept on encouraging me. And I was like, okay, it's fine, let me try. So I joined. When I joined as a academic officer. It was in 2020. While we were busy, with events throughout the year, then unfortunately COVID started. So then once COVID started, then we went online. We couldn't really do much, so I didn't really see, what the forum could bring to me. But then through the forum, I got to learn about SciC, and then I also joined Sanam for SciC membership. But still, I didn't know much about SciC. But then there was a lot of events coming up throughout the year. So I used to get my email, and I would also see other events online or Instagram, and that's how I came about learning what is IC and whatnot. So yeah, that's how I knew a little bit about it. Then the following year, I was an academic officer again, and then 2022, I moved and decided to be the deputy chairperson. And then after deputy chairperson in 2022. So there's one thing I forgot to mention. When I joined in 2020, the chairperson told me that he wants me to join, and one day I could be the president and win the SAIC award. So when he told me that it's a SAIC Best Student Chapter of the Year award, so he told me about it. It was like a challenge, you see. So okay, I told myself, okay, that's interesting. What is it actually about? So started to get to understand what is the SAIC award and whatnot. Then in 2022, when I was the deputy chairperson, my aim was like, I need to contribute to the team as much as I can so that we can get the awards. So we tried to, work hard, especially coming back from COVID. We were trying as much as we can, to try and revive the forum, trying to make sure people know what is the forum and what are the benefits and all that. Then we worked and we were happy to have our efforts recognized, and we received the highly commendation award so basically I think like second position. Yeah, we received the commendation award, which was very good, very impressive because we have never gotten awards as a student chapter. So it was our like first entry into the game, and we were like, okay, fine. So 2023, then moved from deputy chairperson to chairperson. It was a big responsibility and it required a lot of time management. And, now you have to study, you need to manage the forum, there are size events you need to attend, and, this was a lot. And on top of that, you get messages every day from students asking, where can I go? Where is finance? There's a problem with my module. How do I add my module? My timetable is clashing, things like that. So it's required to be always available for people. Then 2023, we had a great team. We worked hard. Everybody understood that if we got the commendation award in 2022, so 2023, we can do better. So work hard, make sure we were very supportive to the student and organize the event and try to be more involved with SAIC and all of that. And then we managed to get the Best Student Chapter Award at the Central SAIC and award of 2023. So that was a very, very good moment. Then also, same year in 2023, I also received an award from EXA, which was a Young Professional Award, which recognized an upcoming professional engineer that can contribute also to the fraternity. So that's the award I got as well in 2023. So from 2023, then I was chairperson. Then the following year, I decided to retire. So I thought myself, okay, I achieved the how do you call it? The challenge, I accepted the challenge, and the challenge is now complete. We won the awards when I'm the president. So it's been one of the things that always makes me proud because, from just talking to someone, I have a lot of esteem for the chairperson of 2023. His name is actually also Jonathan. So his name is Jonathan Chui. So it's one of the people that I always look at as, as a mentor that groomed me in who I am today. Because if we never met, I don't know if I would have had the same opportunities that I have today. Because from the conversation we had, and he invited me to join the forum, and then from there I got involved into SAIC, and the challenge that I had is one of the things that made me work so hard, to the point of making sure we achieve the dream that we had. So I'm always grateful for meeting him, and Then 2020.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
then after from 2024 up to now, I've been a mentor to the UJC Tech Forum. So every time they need advices or choosing the new committee, and yes, I'm always there. They always reach out to me. There's also so what we have done is all the past chairperson are always available as mentors. So every time there's something, we always come and have meetings and discuss and give them advices.
Yeah, that's quite inspirational. That First of all, the fact that someone mentored you, like there we speak again about the value of mentorship, because from mentorship, you are able to do quite a lot and you've been inspired. That's why it's very important for us to always give back after we have achieved what we have achieved. So it's really inspiring. I always wanted to ask you about that whole journey of actually winning that award, because I know you guys were up against like strong competition. UJ Civils, that always wins everything, you know?
Always, that's true.
Yeah, so it's actually quite inspiring, man. So big ups, and continue to push and continue to mentor, because we need a lot of that in the world.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, then moving on to the working world. Can you tell us a bit about what you do currently and how did you get into the field that you are in, and especially the project that you're busy with? If you're open to telling us a little bit more about what it is about and what you are doing, that would be great.
Great. So I currently work as a site civil engineer on a construction of a major liquefied petroleum gas, the shorts for LPG. So it's a LPG import terminal in East Africa. So it's quite a significant regional energy infrastructure project involving both the onshore and offshore works. And on the onshore side, I'm involved in like foundation works, earthworks, quality control, surveying, concrete works, site coordination, construction, supervision. And on the offshore, it includes my marine infrastructure that supports the importation and transfer of the LPG. And working on a project of this scale has really exposed me to multidisciplinary engineering and also international collaboration and the impact of delivering infrastructure safely, efficiently, and to a high standard.
Okay. And what is your experience of like the project itself? Like, what are some of the challenges? What are some of the highlights that you've had on the project?
To be honest, I'm learning a lot. Yeah, I'm learning a lot from the professional engineers that are in the company. So I'm always there to mentor and guide me, yeah. So I'm learning every day.
Okay. So, like, what are your thoughts about like the value of good engineering on the continent?
So one thing just I can note is that the engineering is the same everywhere. Oh, okay, sorry. I think I just need to find my note on that one. I wrote something somewhere. Okay, so is it going back to the question where you're asking what do you see as the biggest infrastructure or development challenges?
What opportunities do you believe exist for professionals to contribute to Africa's growth, essentially?
Okay, back. Yes, okay. Africa offers opportunities, a lot of opportunities in transport, water, energy, mining, housing, digital infrastructure, and many other sectors. So young professionals should remain open to working across countries and disciplines because engineering knowledge is transferable. Yes, engineering knowledge is transferable. It's the same everywhere. The only thing that may differ is the standard. But for example, in South Africa, we call G5 materials. And in East Africa, where I'm currently here, we call G45 materials. But it's the same thing, just different, name, a different way of calling them. So those could be the difference. But beside that, the concept is the same. Engineering concept is the same everywhere. So I would say young professionals should always be open to work outside of their home country. That's what I can say. They should always be open. That's why sometimes other companies ask if you are willing to travel. And I must also say if you can afford to have a passport, you should always have a passport, not just for work, but even for pleasure. If just in case, you never know, because sometimes you can get a job and then next thing they say that there is a conference to attend in another country or something like that. Then at least if you have a passport, you can easily, move or travel.
Yeah.
Some
No,
people say,
that's very important. I support that quite a lot. So how do you see our industry, civil engineering industry, the built environment? How do you see it evolving in the next 10 years? Where do you think it's going? In what direction?
you mean like in general in Africa?
Yes, in general.
Oh, yes. So it looks like engineering will become increasingly digital through artificial intelligence, automation, advanced construction method, and sustainable technologies. One of the themes we actually discussed during the SciC IPT webinar I shared was that technology is not replacing engineers. It is giving engineers better tools to deliver infrastructure more efficiently. So ultimately, technology must be combined with competence, ethics, and responsible leadership. So we shouldn't let technology take over our engineering thinking. So we should still use our engineering thinking while using also AI, if you can say it like that.
All right. If you were a young person right now,
Yeah.
having to choose a field as a field within civil engineering, because thinking about it, the industry, how it is today, it will not be the same in 10 years or, 15 years because of the same concept of technology. So what would your advice be to young people, especially in relation to that?
For example, one funny thing is that I saw a meme recently. I even shared it on my status as well. It was showing integration and it was saying, I don't understand how come I used to solve this equation. So yeah, most people will say, okay, we used to solve the integration equation while we were studying, but in real life, like at work, we don't really use that because we have Excel. And, there's a lot of other tools that we can use to simplify our calculations. So you don't have to constantly having to use a calculator. But then the most important thing is that when we are at school, our brain is being trained to think, that's what is very important. So what I would say also to all the upcoming young engineers, especially those that are currently studying with AI, because before AI was not there, it's our generation now that is like graduating and using AI for a lot of things for school. I would say it's not a bad thing to use AI, but what is very important is that when you use it, you must make sure you understand the concept. Because if you understand the concept, you can survive without AI. But if you rely too much on AI without understanding the concept, whenever you will face a situation where there is no AI, you'll be stuck and it will look bad on you. So one advice I would just give to everybody is that we need to make sure we understand the concept. If you understand the concept, you'll be fine everywhere, even if AI is not there.
Yeah.
Credit. Now imagine if you keep on relying on that, and the moment where you need something like very quickly, and then it tells you that you ran out of credit. Now you can't do anything because you are really relying on it. So what I would just say is that you need to make sure you use it to simplify your life. Let's say you can use it to simplify your life and do things faster. But the important is that as engineer, we still need to use our engineering thinking, based on what we studied and the concept and all of that, because AI are trained. They don't think. They just reply based on what they've been taught to do. So that's what I will just give as a piece of advice.
Especially very important. I hear in high schools, teachers are having problems with students. Even at university, it's the same.
Seriously. And I heard even primary school now, kids in
Primary
primary school, they are now using AI to do homework. It's a problem.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge that we need to figure a solution out for.
Yeah.
All right. Let's quickly talk about leadership, right?
Yeah.
And you are a leader in your own right. You've been a leader since varsity, even now as a professional. You're still involved as a leader in various capacities. So my question is, how do you see, well, what does leadership mean to you as an individual?
Simpler term, I can say leadership is about serving others. Leadership is about serving others. So it means creating an environment where people can grow, succeed, and work together towards a common objective. So you cannot have a leader who is working alone. So if someone is working alone, he cannot be a leader. Someone is called a leader when he's working with a team. And so by that, a good leader listens, communicates effectively, remains calm under pressure, takes responsibility, and help others succeed. And also one principle that I like is that we need to live by lifting as you rise, and helping others. That's also very important for a leader.
And what would be like your advice to students that have the choice of either just being a student or becoming a student leader, participating in student chapter, volunteering, and making a difference in the community?
To be honest, as I shared my little story about how I got involved into SciC, I must say mentorship has played a significant role in my development. Through SciC, I've been fortunate to learn from experienced engineers who have shared their knowledge, guidance, encouragement, and those experiences inspired me to give back. And like, for example, today I currently also serve as a SciC Johannesburg branch student chapter liaison, and I'm also a member of the Future Leaders panel. I also serve as a mentor, and I'm a committee member of the Dream Big Stay Humble Women in STEM initiative, which is in collaboration with SciC, and where we encourage young women to pursue careers in STEM. So these experiences remind me that mentorship is not only about receiving guidance, but it's also about creating opportunities for others. So one thing that I will also add is that for the students that are still in university, obviously it requires you to have a very good time management, but make sure you also create time to network. Because there's a saying that says your network is your net worth, and like I can really say I've seen it. I have applied for so many jobs. If I open my email, I will show you all the job rejection that I get every day. Sometimes it's sad. Okay, well, I'm talking about before, not now
Yeah,
that
of
I'm
course,
working.
of course. Of
Yeah,
course,
because
of course.
I don't want my current employer to go and fund this video and feel like, and now I think that I'm applying for other jobs somewhere else. But yeah, well, what I
Yeah,
was saying is,
no.
I have previously applied for so many jobs and I always get rejected. So, well, by that I'm saying the number of jobs I've applied for and the response I've gotten is, and the jobs that I've worked for is just through networking. That's what I can see. Like, yeah, that's one thing I can say is that the opportunities I've had so far in my career have always been through networking. Yeah.
That's really some fruitful advice. What qualities do you believe make an outstanding professional?
An outstanding professional should be competent, ethical, accountable, reliable, and willing to continue learning. So we learn every day. That's very important. And the technical ability is very essential. And integrity, communication, respect for others are also important. And by this, going back to what I was saying about AI, I wouldn't say that I'm against AI because I also use AI on a daily basis. But one thing that is very important is, as a professional, you need to make sure that your work is ethical. You need to be accountable for. Because if, let's say, you are building an office, an apartment, let's say apartment, and then later on there's apartment collapse, you will not come back and say, no, this apartment collapsed because the day I was using AI, maybe AI made a mistake or something like that. Because, I mean, you need to be accountable, So that's something that's very important. You need to take accountability for the work you do. So that's why I was saying like it's very important to make sure that as much as you can use AI to simplify some of the tasks, but we need to be very aware of the decision making when it comes to engineering principles. Like we need to be very careful with that.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I've always been a big proponent of technology and innovation and advancement. But like you, I think it's very important that we as professionals do not lose touch with the thinking aspect of technology. We use technology for efficiency and to assist us to, get over a certain hump of innovation, but we do not use it to replace our thinking mind, because as engineers, that's why we have been given, the tough job of solving problems. We need to always keep our minds sharp.
Yeah.
What would be your final words to young people in general, whether it's young people in university or young people in the working world entering into the civil engineering field? What would be your parting words for those individuals?
So there's one scripture that inspires me a lot. It's Matthew chapter 17 verse 20, which speaks about the faith the size of a mustard seed. For me, it reminds us that faith, discipline, and consistent effort can overcome challenges that may seem impossible. So most importantly, always pray, remain humble, continue learning, embrace rejection as part of growth, and never stop improving yourself. By this, I'm mostly referring to those that are always applying for jobs and getting rejection later. So yes, it's part of growth. You should never stop applying. And also one thing important is that leadership is not just about reaching the top, but it's also about lifting others as you rise. And also networking is very important. Yeah. Very important also to network with people.
Awesome stuff. Those are nuggets that I believe will be very valuable to all the young people out there. So to close off, we have a special segment we call the quick fire questions round. So it's meant to be fun, quick, just, answer the question with the first response that comes from your mind. Don't think about it. And then after that, we'll close off the event, not the event, but the show.
Okay.
All right. Let's start with this one. What's your favorite project that you've worked on?
The 3D printing project at the University of Johannesburg. That was my favorite one, especially being among the first team, I must say, in Africa to actually work on a 3D printing project. So that is like my favorite so far.
All right, nice. What's the biggest lesson you've learned in your career?
Never be afraid to ask questions. It's always better to learn than to pretend to.
Okay, beautiful. Are you a reader? Do you read books?
I try. Yes, it's important to read books. I wouldn't say I'm a big reader, but I try. Yeah.
All right.
But
we all.
But if there's one thing I always read is the Bible. I read the Bible every day. But when it comes to
you're
books,
a reader.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, as you can see with me, I'm a big reader here,
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Very good. Yeah, I'm inspired.
Anyway.
I need to also make sure I have a lot of books behind me next time.
Yeah. That's a good one. All right. So the question is, what is one book every young professional should read?
One book that every young professional should read is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. It's a very good book. And also, just another piece of advice that I can add about reading books. I think as young people, we need to also read books about how to make money, like business, investing, all those kind of books. So young people should also make sure they read books about investing. They need to know about how to multiply money. Not just waiting for the end of the month, you get your salary, then you go out buying clothes and shoes and whatnot, but you're not multiplying the money. So this is also something I've been trying to read. I've been trying to read a couple of books that talks about investing.
Money matters. Money matters. All right. One leader or professional that you admire?
Wow, that's a good question. Well. I must say, I've been fortunate to learn from many inspiring leaders within SciC. So choosing only one would be difficult for me because I admire a lot of leaders within SciC, and most of them, they are humble and they're always striving to develop the next generation. So, yeah, I must say, I have a lot of leaders that I admire within SciC. So that's my answer to that question.
Big ups, SciC community. All right. Do you prefer to work on site, at the office, or hybrid?
Hybrid. Okay. From my experience, I would say hybrid. Why? I feel like when you do hybrid, sometimes you're out of the office driving. Actually, I like driving. So you're out of the office driving, then all of a sudden you're in the office in front of the laptop. I feel like the change of scenery helps. For me, I feel like the change of scenery helps than sitting in front of a laptop from 8 to 4 or 5 every day, every week, every month. For me, I think I like hybrid, so that's what I can say.
Okay, beautiful. Last one. What do you prefer, tea or coffee?
Tea.
Okay.
Yeah, so
You're part of that community. I prefer coffee, but anyway.
Well, I used to be part of the community of coffee while I was studying. So coffee would keep me, awake while I was studying. We had a coffee shop at UJ there. Oh, every day I enjoyed going to sit there because I could study and have coffee.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, thank you very much, man.
Thank you so much. It's also an honor to be chosen to be on a platform like this. Yeah, it's it's an honor. I must say that. It's also a good initiative also on your side to be doing this. Very good. Hopefully, after some time, we can start connecting with engineers in other countries also and invite them on the platform. It would be great.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you see.
Yeah.
No, Jojo, bro, we'll talk.
Thank you so much.
We'll engage.
Thank you so much for that. I'm looking forward to the final results. If there's anything, let me know. We can always have another chat and just fix that.
All right. Okay.
Thank you so much. And all the best to you as well.
Thank you, brother. Much appreciated, man. All good, Jojo.
Thank you.
All right.